Shammai, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Al-Hayinawa, Yahweh, Achad, alright, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Bahashar Wachadash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Ruel. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Alright, Shalom Wa Ahab, it's peace and love. Shalom Wa Awar, it's peace and light. Alright, like I said, to the house of David the elect. Alright, of the high spirit in Judah. Alright, of the GMS Mississippi camp. And today I want to go into a topic entitled Health and Strength of Body. Alright, above all gold. Alright, health in good estate, something to that effect. But I'm basically quoting from the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, the 30th chapter. Right, the book of Sirach, also known as the Ecclesiastes, the 30th chapter. The lower end of that chapter, the bottom end of that chapter goes into health in good estate. That's the word. That's the phrase. Health in good estate above all gold. All right, health in good estate above all gold. Then it also says within that same chapter, better is a poor man that is strong in the strength of body. All right, roughly paraphrasing. Better is that man than the man that has wealth, but he basically has continual sickness. And basically, in America and Babylon, we're all basically poor. Most of us are wage slaves, or your life revolves around working to pay bills. So really, we're poor. You know, even if some brothers and sisters have a little more than other brothers and sisters, but in general, we're yet this day in our captivity. All right, and we're subject to payments. That's a form of captivity, as opposed to inheriting wealth from our fathers, right? As we did in the days of old. All right, you would inherit wealth, right, from your forefathers, or like the Elder Apostle Gabar would break down. Elder Apostle Tahar would break down. All right, you turn 12 years old, and you're basically going to like an indentured servitude. All right, when you're 12 for a rich Israelite. All right, but by the time you're 19, after that 7 years of indentured servitude, you will come out with wealth. So the Most High had systems where we were set up, man. All right, but we don't have that in America. All right, most of us have to start from zero. We have to go get a job, get a skill, get a trade, and just build from that. All right, so we're basically considered poor because we're working to pay for our necessities. Okay, but it says in the scriptures, health and good estate of body are above all gold. All right, so most of us are not going to be millionaires in this society. I don't have an aspiration to be a millionaire because I'm building for the next life. All right, I'm building for the kingdom to come. All right, I'm storing my treasures for the kingdom of heaven. Part of doing this video, in part, is me storing my treasure for the kingdom of heaven. All right, but in this captivity, on this side, the focal point should be your health and wellness, aside from your salvation. But you can't optimize the truth without being on a higher vibration as far as your health. Because your health, if you enrich your health, you get on a higher vibration. And there's certain things that Hawah Hashem Hawashai, he's going to deal with you once you cleanse your body, detox your body, have a high vibration lifestyle. What do I mean by high vibration? Things that make you feel good. All right, like eating fruit, eating vegetables, eating nuts, eating seeds, eating, drinking mineral water, drinking spring water, drinking high pH level water. All right, those things over a period of time raise your frequency, raises your vibration. All right, going to bed at an appropriate time, going to bed pretty early, having a cutoff time when you eat. Those things get you closer to your Hawah Basma side, whether you understand that or not, whether you believe it or not. All right, the Most High doesn't want us on this Babylonian frequency or this fast food frequency, but when we pray, we want to be in tune with Him. You feel more in tune when your body is clean. All right, your body is a house for your spirit. So if your body is polluted, why would your spirit want to inhabit that? Same thing with us. If you walk into a filthy house or a filthy car, you really don't want to be inside of it. Well, that car is a cover for your body. That house is a cover for your body. Well, your body is a cover for your spirit. Nobody wants to get under dirty sheets, do you? You ever been to a hotel and it was pissy sheets or dirty sheets? All right? So your body is a sheet for your spirit. So we have to make sure that our body is clean to the best of our ability. All right? Because, hey, although, yeah, my treasures are in the kingdom of heaven, I'm going to move as though I'm going to be in this body for 120 years. I'm not going to abandon this body, abandon the ship, because my mindset is, well, we're going to get new bodies anyway. You know? So, that's why the scripture says, hey, health and good estate of body are above our goal. And it goes on to say, it speaks on brothers, and shalom to you sisters and you brothers on the live stream. Or I see your sister's name on the comment board. All right? But that's why it goes on to say, a poor man that is healthy is better than a rich man that is sick. And I've been watching videos of Jake that's 50 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old, all right, in a park out there in the East Coast, chisel, no shirt on, chisel, doing calisthenics. And these men have layman jobs. The Jake that, has his YouTube channel, I think it's Broly Games, he's one of those Jakes, all right? But he has different people on this channel. And I've watched other YouTubers like Sean G, all right? And he would interview Jakes that's very chiseled, man. But guess what? These men are laymen. They're not celebrities and they can afford, to get massages all the time. They can afford to just eat real healthy, expensive food. No, these are men who are everyday men, just like you and I. But they've made the decision to prioritize their health. So one thing that inspires me is when I see older Jakes, man, in the park getting that money, man. When I would say getting that money, getting fit, and they be all chiseled, because it takes that cap, that limitation in my mind, that the older I get, the more I'm going to deteriorate. No, you're only going to deteriorate, all right, or decay off a standard American lifestyle and diet. But when the Broly Gangs interview these men, and he always asks them, like, what's their diet and how do they eat? And most of these men said they eat 1 meal a day. And most of them eat clean. Most of them don't partake in the American processed food lifestyle. The biggest lie is that once you get older, you start to get sicker and you start walking, leaning forward like a hunchback. And you start moving slower. Now you got 70-year-olds doing calisthenics, doing muscle-ups, man. Health and good estate of body are above our goal. And for sisters, all right, hey, you might not be, doing calisthenics or whatnot, but guess what? You could be going on juicing. You could be going on cleanses. You could be juicing. You could be walking several miles a day, all right? You can have a cutoff time when you eat. Sometimes it's not what you eat, but what time you stop eating, all right? The reality of being in this truth and waking up to our nationality, waking up from this dead state, we have to unplug from the lifestyle of the captivity that we desire to leave. We desire to leave this place, but why can't we detox from the lifestyle? These habits, these poor habits, man, these poor mindsets, we're in the truth and we're in the knowledge, but we haven't ascended past this low frequency mindset that we've only adopted while in America. Addicted to processed food, fast food. The thing with the hopefully late is that we have to transcend the environment. Because 90% of the food in the grocery store is trash. You go to a convenience store, everything is trash. It's like 2 rotten bananas at the convenience store. All right? Your skin, a lot of sisters think about their skin. Your skin is in your diet. Your skin health is in your diet. Yeah, you put oils on your skin, but really your skin is an organ, and it's a reflection of what you put into your body. Okay? Processed food will get you all messed up. And like along with processed food, processed meat, that's the fucking devil, man. when processed, anything that this man creates out of his laboratory that's not found in earth, you shouldn't consume it. And if you do find yourself consuming, that's why there is bitters. You take certain herbs, but that's why you detox and that's why you cleanse. Because even if you eat healthy to the best of your ability, you're inhaling toxins. You know? Even if you eat to the best of your ability, you're still inhaling toxins, man. And I know I'm getting chopped up right now. Like I know the reception is bad, so I'm gonna slow down. All right, I think I'm back. All right. So I think about brothers, man. I think about brothers and the lifestyle, the gigs. I hate to say job, man. Fuck that. Fuck a job, man. Now we do work jobs. Don't get me wrong. But really, this truth is our job, man. But you might be a brother that may not have a car, right? We've all been there. Didn't have a car. You should get a bicycle until you get a car. With a bicycle, all right, a 3 hour walk. A 3 hour walk is a 45-minute bicycle ride. It may be a 15-minute car ride, but you may not have a car. So I would rather ride my bicycle for 45 minutes than a walk for 3 hours. All right. So health in good estate. All right. So we're classified as poor. You might be low income. You might not have a vehicle. All right. But in certain instances, you can ride your bicycle, man. Our Americans are fat as fuck. Our America has obesity problems because you don't burn any calories from driving. All right. We had a walking culture back in Jerusalem. We walked everywhere. You can see it in Jake. Or you go to the hood, you just go in the neighborhood where there's a bunch of Jakes. They always outside. They always walking. Jake walk to the grocery store. It's actually healthy. Unless it's an unsafe environment where they're shooting everywhere. But it's actually healthy to take a walk to the grocery store. All right, so yeah, let's say you don't have a vehicle and you get you a bicycle because, like I said, a bicycle still will get you to your destination 3 times faster than walking. All right, but even if you have a vehicle, you can say, well, maybe I could ride my bike sometimes instead of hopping in my car all the time. All right, certain places I want to say maybe in Asia, everybody rides bicycles. And the health problem is nowhere near the health problem as in America, man. All right? But then that bicycle will take that pressure off your knees, too, in comparison to running. But, I like cardio, because anything that gets my heart pumping like that and gets you sweat, all right, man, that's life. But that's why you have gyms also, That's why you have gyms. You get those treadmills. I like being in the elements, because movement is medicine. I've realized that there's a byproduct of Babylon. There's a byproduct of your 9 to 5. All right, your 9 to 5 consists of you being in a cubicle. All right, there's a byproduct of you working from home. There's a byproduct of living in a country of convenience, a kingdom of convenience. But your body wasn't geared for that. Your body was geared for working and moving and sweating. All right. So there's a reason why, you see sisters, all right, or just Israelite women behind a counter, and they're wide body, man. They just have health issues, and they're always struggling with their weight because they're in an unnatural environment. All right. It'll behoove you to have a cutoff time when you eat. It'll behoove you to eat 70-80% plant-based. It'll behoove you to not eat processed food. All right? But it's a lot of power in them cutoff times. You have a cutoff time when you stop eating. And your way of eating might not be identical to the next person's way of eating. And the scriptures also says what? Force not the course of the river. So you don't have to jump into this big plant-based diet or just throw out everything out your refrigerator tonight. All right, unless you have an emergency, a health emergency. All right, the key to doing something successfully over an extended period of time is gradually doing it. All right, just gradually doing it. So the first week you might let go of your junk food, but you have to always replace your cravings, So if you like sweets, well, you maybe go get some Greek yogurt and chop up your fruit. Get some Greek yogurt. They got honey infused Greek yogurt. Get you some Greek yogurt, or you can get your own honey. Put the honey on top of the Greek yogurt. All right. Chop up some berries in it. Chop up some nuts. All right. And if you got like an ice cream craving, because I like ice cream, but lately I've been eating Greek yogurt. All right. All right. But like I said, take your cravings and find more earth-based replacements. All right. Like I said, sometimes it's not what you eat, it's what time you stop eating. All right. So if you have a cutoff time when you eat, all right, you'll notice that your stomach is flatter in the morning time. All right. Now you couple that with like the Apostle Kabar was getting into intermittent fasting. All right. Breaking that, giving you an hour, a larger window to actually digest and assimilate the food, and then eliminate the food. All right, giving your body an 18-hour window to ingest the food, assimilate the nutrients, and eliminate the discards, man. Because the reason why we're big in America, because processed food doesn't really assimilate in your body. And secondly, we eat back to back, back to back, back to back. So our body just keeps putting it off as fat until it has enough time to burn it, but it never has enough time to burn it. So that's why we have waste issues. We have waste accumulation in our body because we never give our body enough time to actually discard the waste. So we just constantly eating on top of eating on top of eating. Like this one Israelite woman said, I think she was under Islam, but she made a beautiful point. She was like, we're grazing like cattle. We're just always eating. Because going back to that video on the Broly Games, I think that's his name, that YouTube channel. All right, do these. That Jake, most people that I see, one second, I'm chopping up right now. Most Jakes that they interview that's extremely healthy, or they're elderly Jakes, they're 50, 60, 70 years old, and he asked them about their eating lifestyle, they all say they eat 1 meal a day. Probably 90% of the people I've seen is 60, 70 years old. They all say, well, I eat 1 cooked meal a day. Everything else is like fruit, nuts, or whatever. And the spirit has been on me the last few months, a little longer than that, to eat 1 meal a day. All right, now there's been times where I eat a little more, but then I be exercising and stuff with that. But in general, the spirit has been on me to eat 1 major meal a day. All right. Like I said, if you're burning calories, you're gonna need a little more, But everybody's body is different. But as it says in Sirach, and Sirach is a very powerful book when it comes to manners, having class, having respect, but also being good to yourself. But the book of Sirach also says, a very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured. Talking about going to a feast, or you're invited to a feast. You're not going back getting plates at the place to place, but just in general, a very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured. Because you're going to find out that food that's actually high in nutrients, you don't have to eat a lot of it. And you don't have to eat all day like a cow. Cows are grazing and grazing and grazing. All right, but a lot of us, we could be sufficient with 1 major meal. All right, 1 major meal a day as opposed to 3, 4, 5 meals, man. All right. And not only that, like I said, you eat with the intent to build your health. Greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, seeds. I said again, greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, seeds. All right, that's Dr. G-Bomb's acronym. Dr. Joel Furman's acronym, but the acronym creates the word G-Bombs. All right, this is brother. Hopefully, like behavior. Lately, I've been eating fruit and mixed nuts as a meal, or I'll eat one piece of salmon with plain spinach salad leaves. Hey, the brother put me on McAllister's, right? At McAllister's they have something called a cucumber salad. But we're gonna make it at this house, Abba willing, this week. One of our salads will be a cucumber salad, man. You got the chopped up cucumber, chopped up tomatoes, chop up onions. And if there's enough brothers on here, if a brother could get, I want to say it's the book of Numbers 11 and 15, where we're reminiscing on Egypt. And we said, remember the garlic, the onion, the leek, the cucumber, the melon, the fish. All right? But all that together is a meal. All that together is a meal. Like, that's the key. Because it seems like the Most High be dropping gems in the scriptures. But going back to this brother's comment, he said he been eating fruit and mixed nuts as a meal. And it's beautiful. All right? And that's a powerful light meal. Because you get all the hydration from the fruit, right? The H3O2, like watermelon, I believe is H3O2, right? All right, and you get the nutrients that come with the watermelon or the fruit that you're eating, right? And let's say it's berries. Well, berries is medicine because it has those anthocyanins in it, right? Which is anti-cancer, anti-diabetic, anti-obesity, antimicrobial, all that. Then you got the nuts. That's like meat. Eating nuts is like eating meat. All right, the water brother, Numbers 11 and 5. That's my correction. All right, so you got going back to the brother's comment. He said he's been eating fruit and nuts as a meal. All right, and as like I said, it's powerful because like them pecans, all right, the walnuts, sunflower seeds, whatever, man. They're high in those minerals, man. Manganese, magnesium, copper, zinc, iron. All right, that's like power. And you got the hydration in the fruit. All right, that's like a meal in itself, but we weren't taught to even move like that in Babylon. A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured. And the word nutrients goes back to nourishment. Okay? This is Numbers 11 and 5. This is from the brother servant of the Most High. It says, we remember the fish, which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers, and the melons, and the leeks, and the onions, and the garlic. Now, picture all those things together on one plate. All right? Picture the fish. Let's say you got a piece of salmon, some fresh salmon on your plate. All right? But then you got maybe some chopped up cucumbers. You might have a baby cucumber salad, right? Cucumber tomato salad, right? Then it says the melons. You might got about 3-4 chunks of melon on your plate, along with the leeks, the onions, and the garlic. Or you could saute the garlic, right? And then so you might have the cucumbers as a salad. A cucumber, leeks, onions, and garlic all in one salad. But next to that salad, you got fish. You got little bites of watermelon, man. But basically, Numbers 11 and 5, that's the recipe. Because we were Mediterranean, even Egypt is in the Mediterranean region. All right, it encompasses the Mediterranean. Okay, so the Mediterranean consists of regular meat on them high holy days, on them feast days, man. When I say meat, I mean like, let's say steaks, like cow or goat, sheep, goat, sheep meat. Unless you had a little money, usually as a collective, as a nation, we ate like that during them feast days, man. Or based on an article I read called Israelite Cuisine, but it makes sense. Things that was more accessible, all right, because you would have fishermen that would take the fish, catch the fish by way of fishing with the net, and bring it to the locals, all right, and they'll be sold in the farmer's market, okay? Sirach 31 and 19. A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured, and he fetcheth not his wind short upon his back. What does that mean? He fetcheth not his wind short upon his back. If you eat light, especially in the evening time, you're not gonna have a hard time going to bed, man. All right, and it's easy to wake up in the morning. I think it goes on to say that too. All right, Sirach 31 and 20. Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. He rises early. I dare you, brothers and sisters who haven't tried it. Let your last meal be a salad. Let your last meal be a salad. And monitor how you feel when you get up that morning. I will willing. All right. Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. He rises early, and his wits are with him. His wits is his mind. But the pain of watching and choler and pains of the belly are with an unsatiable man. That's why I take Jake 12 hours to have a full night's rest. Because they'll eat heavy at nighttime, huh? They eat all this. They'll eat, first of all, they eat junk food. They eat processed American, high carb, high protein, high fat, and it's all processed and refined. Then they eat at night. The body has to, first of all, digest the food, then work on cleansing itself. So when you get up, you don't feel like getting up. It shouldn't take you 12 o'clock in the afternoon to wake up out of bed, man. Then you know Jake goes to bed late, but you shouldn't be in bed that late. And then you damn sure shouldn't be eating that late, you know? But that's what happens. Then you go to bed all stuffed. It's not natural to be stuffed, man. All right? You're putting fuel in your body, all right? But like I said, going back, and that's the more I think about that scripture, the more it sort of excites me. Numbers 11:5, because on the slick, like that's the key, man. The more I get into the Mediterranean way, I'm like, man, you get something plant based, like a salad, man. Get that cucumber salad, man. All right, throw some onions, some sauteed garlics in there. All right, some leeks. All right. To get you a salad of your liking, really sprinkle some seeds on the salad, But next to the salad, you have a piece of fish, all right? Then you might have 2-3 bites of melons, man. Hey, I love the red watermelon, the honeydew melon, the cantaloupe. I mean, that's key. That's Israelite food. That's Hebrew food. That's why they made a caricature about it. That's why they made those minstrel shows. What's with the big eyes and the big lips, eating the watermelon. They know what it does for the Hebrews, man. Hey, the brother servant of the Most High. 100 steps after a big meal instead of sitting down. And it's healthy. And I got a lot of Elamites, Elam, that's there around me. And I know you brothers and sisters have noticed, they be walking. And I guarantee you they be walking after they eat. So if you live in a decent neighborhood, when I say decent, like ain't nobody getting shot outside on the regular, the curses just not right in your face, man, that'll be good. Hey, that's heavy, brother. That'll be good to walk after you eat. If you're not somebody that, run or, on the trail, whatever, that's a healthy daily habit. It's walking in the evening time, man. So you have your meal, while you eating, you might be with your family or watching TV or whatever, but then it's time to get up and walk. That's the new TV time. Hey, strive for the masteries 144 Ba said, Khan. I usually break my fast with watermelon. And I've done it too. And hey, when you eat that watermelon, bro, it hits your brain like sheesh. If you eat watermelon after you break a fast, and it's like, especially I stay down south where it's always hot. Then you eat watermelon after you break like a fast or like me, like a water fast type thing, and it hits your spirit and your brain is like, it's like gold, man. Hey, shalom to you, brother. GMS Virgin Islands, all right? But what's the point of this live stream? All right? Unplugging from the Western way, really in every facet, including our diet, including they call it a live it, but including the way we eat, man, which essentially is minimizing or letting go processed food. Then having a cutoff time when you eat. Then embracing a walking culture. See, we're not really doing it to lose weight. Losing weight is a byproduct of it. That's the outcome of it. But really, it's just good in general, man. All right? Hopefully you like behavior. It says, after work, I hit the gym to lift for about 45 minutes. Then hit the punching bag for 15 minutes. That's good right there. Then finish it off with a 40-minute walk. Hey, that's the spirit. And you can't tell me that's not medicine. Any workout you do where you breaking a sweat, you challenge yourself, and you push your heart to really just pump blood, you can't tell me you don't feel elevated after that, man. You know, because Esau wants you in your house just overstimulated with junk, man. Whether it's TV, your phone, food, whatever. When you go against the Babylonian grain, man, and you actually, get out there in the elements or get in the gym, and man, you feel life. You feel life in you, man. Why would the Most High want you in this dead state, but you in the truth? You eating dead burger. You eat a processed Burger King, but you want to be in the truth, man. You want to be lively in the truth. It don't work like that. After a while, it's deleterious. It's gonna start wearing you down, man. And look, we've had our ups and downs. I've had my ups and downs, but the whole thing is just how in the truth, a just man falleth and rises back up again. If you find yourself slipping, and you pray to Yahweh Shema Shai, you might want to kick off a fast, kick off a cleansing regimen, and get back up. Sirach 39:21. A man need not to say, what is this, wherefore is that? For he have made all things for their uses. Being healthy requires you to have vision. And you have to envision Earth before the advent of modernization. You have to envision Earth, the planet Earth, before there was a McDonald's, before there was a Burger King, before corporations were controlled by food supply. You have to ask yourself, why are there all these different varieties of fruit? Why are there all these different varieties of berries? Why is the earth so green? Why is there so much water on the earth? All right. What does the earth provide in its natural element versus what you get from these corporations? And really, it's not a label of how you're gonna eat. You just eat from the earth. And even the animals, you just make an effort to get it in its less contaminated state. All right. Proverbs 24:16, for a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. So even if you're in this, of course you're in this truth, but even if you're on a journey to doing better, man, you might have gotten weak and fell into a downward spiral and went into this dry spell of eating garbage. Get your ass back up. Or you'll eat something, you'll feel depressed. One of the key things in this truth, man, no matter what it is not so much that you're going to be perfect, is that you having the mental strength to get back up when you mess up, no matter what it is. It's not so much that you're going to be perfect. It's a journey. It's not a race. So in a journey, if you fail, you weren't disqualified. You just get back up. All right? The race isn't given to the swift. All right? And it's beautiful, powerful scripture, brother. Sirach 30:4. Yahweh have created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. What is the medicines from the earth, man? The roots, all right? The flowers, all right? The fruit that grows on the flowers, the berries, all right? Yeah, that's a powerful quote, my brother. The water from Poston. From the bitterness of disease, man learns the sweetness of health. Catalan proverb. All right? And like I said, hey, medicines come from the earth. And the thing that pops into my mind right now is berries. All right? The brother asked me, how do you feel about meats, beef, and chicken? Well, meat, beef, and chicken is not bad. The thing that makes it bad is that it's processed. Hey, will we eat meat in the kingdom? Yes, we're going to eat meat in the kingdom. The reason why I believe we're going to eat meat in the kingdom, because it tells you in King Solomon's kingdom, the daily portion was so many types of meats. They ate meat every day because meat is a delicacy. So you have to have a certain amount of money to eat real meat every day. All right. So in the ancient world, meat was associated with wealth. So, based on King Solomon's kingdom, which was a prelude to the kingdom, all right, meat will be available. The brother asked, was meat bad? Meat isn't bad. Chicken isn't bad, but it's the process and how they get chicken on your plate. So in most cases, all right, chicken is mass grown,
steroid injected, and that's what makes it bad. Another thing with meats is that it's acidic, right? And there's nothing wrong with acidity, all right? But 70 to 80% of your diet is supposed to be alkaline because around 70% of the earth is alkaline, which means 70% of you is alkaline, you're of the earth. So 70% of your diet is supposed to be more plant-based, all right? So when it comes to meat, you just have to make sure if you're gonna get, say, beef, make sure it's grass-fed. Once you purchase it from the grocery store, make sure it's grass-fed or it's local farm-raised type stuff like chicken. Make sure it has those certifications. All right, because like I said, when you get meat that's more pure, all right, it's more expensive. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. All right, there is no scripture saying we're not going to eat meat in the kingdom. All right, and in King Solomon's kingdom, which is a prelude to the kingdom, all right, we ate meat every day. All right, when I say meat, all right, the people in King Solomon's palace, all right, ate meat every day because, like I said, meat is associated uh, with wealth. A brother hopefully like behavior. A plant-based protein is good with some almond or oat milk. It's beneficial. A plant-based protein is good with some almond. Hey, another thing too, a way you could enrich your routine, you could make your own almond milk. You can pull up a YouTube video. I make sunflower seed milk. It's my post-workout. So plant-based protein is good, but I think that like actual making the nut milk yourself is even better. And you could put peanut butter in it, the almond butter, you know. So I mean, you have options. My way isn't superior; it's just another way. But when you get those nuts, man, and you make milk out of it, that's optimal. You know. Hey, the water, how about smile shy? I hope this is edifying to who's ever watching it. You know. But the Earth, I like to envision the planet Earth without man being in it. And I think, okay, it's like 2,000 different fruit varieties. All right, so many different flowers. All right, you can heal so many pain just by flowers, just by making bombs out of flowers. All right, then you get the roots of the flower. Got a thunderstorm warning for this area. Winds 80 miles per hour, man. Mississippi, we been getting hit all types of crazy ways. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashma Shai, we've been under his wings, man. All right? But I'll use that as my cue. I guess it's my cue to shut it down. Hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, we want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashma Shai, Bashma Kakudash, double underscore elder apostles, elder bishops, great millstone with well. Peace and blessings. Have the waters of the house of David the elect. Abba Baal, come out, Shalom.